protect your downsides at the same time.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AmericanDreamTrading.com's live education and training feed. We're happy you could be here with us today. We're here live every day between 2 and 4 p.m. My name is Mark McSee. I am a moderator with AmericanDreamTrading.com, and I am your host Monday through Friday, 2 to 4. We are live. We do have free live feeds out to all the social media networks such as TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, etc. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. daily. I'm live from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time daily. And we have the aftermarket show with Dawn at 5 p.m. over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. While you're at it, while I mentioned those, please go over to American Dream Trading channel on YouTube. Click subscribe and like and share. Also, do the same thing over on TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitch, whatever social media accounts that you have. It's always good to have a backup account, so go over to one of those also and subscribe to our feed over there. Thank you very much. One of the things you can do while you're doing your likes and shares is when subscribed is if you have a question you would like answered, we'll do our best to answer that live today for you as time allows. You can put your questions in the chat box there, and we will monitor that and try to answer your questions in real time. And we're thankful that you could be here today. So what are we? We're AmericanDreamTrading.com. Obviously, you can go to our website and check out more detailed information on our website, which includes our free Discord that you can sign up for. By doing so, you'll get instant access to our stock lounges where you can interact with other members of our group, paid members and free members. And you can ask questions in there. You get instant access to our trading materials such as videos and documents. There's discounts in there that you can get for like TradingView, like you see on my screen here. This is TradingView. It's an independent charting software. Has nothing to do with American Dream Trading. It's a charting software, but you can also link certain brokerage accounts to it and trade live, like I do. Now, you see this is I'm in paper trading mode here at the bottom of my screen. You can see that there. It's lit up. So I'm using a simulated account the entire time that I'm with you live. And the reason is I'm not going to risk my real account, my real money, while I'm talking, because I am answering questions. I'm looking at 5 different monitors, my whole setup here. So I am easily distracted, so I don't use my real account. Quite frankly, I don't generally trade real heavy at this time of the day anyway. I love trading futures in the evenings and the early morning hours. I pretty much like to be, when possible, done trading by 9:30 market open. Do I trade in a regular market open at 9:30? Yes, but bulk of my trading, quite frankly, is lately has been in the evenings and early morning hours. I love those times. The volume's a little slower. It doesn't move as fast. It's not as volatile. It can be, but generally it's a little more laid back. It gives you more time to think, because we know the market can go up and down in a heartbeat, right? And take your money with it. And another reason that we use a simulated account, which we call paper trading, all your brokers will offer something similar to this, is that you can learn to use your broker's software, how to enter a trade, how to exit a trade, how to draw lines on your charts, put indicators on there, how those all work. And you need to be really good at entering and exiting trades, because it's going to cost you financially if you don't know how to do that. So welcome anyway. We're glad you could be here. Hope you learned a few things while you're here. We are focusing on futures during this training session between 2 and 4. So if you have questions, go ahead and type them in there. Let's on TikTok, let's shoot for 9,200 likes today. So smash them like button. get them hearts a flowing. Trying to get her up there to 9,200 a day. Thank you for being here. See everybody coming in on TikTok and over there on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for being here. Again, like and share. Get our word out there. I don't see any questions at the moment. Well, yes, I do now. Over there on YouTube Live's chat, Bradley asks, do you have to use a margin account outside of market hours? The answer is yes. When you're trading futures, you are on a margin account. All right. Now, the margin account's a little bit different trading futures than what you're probably used to if you were trading stocks or stock options. There is a PDT rule, a pattern day trading rule in effect when you are trading stocks or stock options. And basically what it says, you got to kind of maintain, you got to maintain $25,000 or more in your margin account by the end of the day, or you can fall into what they call the pattern day trading, and you'll get a warning from your broker if your account is below $25,000 at the end of your day. So as long as you stay above that, you're fine. You can trade in and out all day long. So in futures now, you also are on a margin account. However, you don't have to have that $25,000 minimum in your account. Now, every broker requires a minimum amount to open an account, such as Webull, which is the broker that I use and a lot of members at American Dream Trading use. But you can use your own broker if you're happy with the one you're at. No reason to change. But with a margin account in trading futures, Webull requires $500 to open your account. Okay, and you can trade that account all day long, all night long. You don't have to have a minimum amount in there. If you end up in a bunch of losing trades and your account goes down to $100 when you're done trading, well, that's just the way it is, right? So you either got to grow that account or you can add more money to it, right? So there's no minimum you have to maintain in your margin account. Now, can you lose your margin account and end up on a margin call? Yes, you can. That's a very real thing, very real danger of trading margins. If you end up suddenly losing more than was in your account, then you're going to get a margin call. That's not a good thing to happen. If you get too many of them, the brokers, depending on your broker, they could actually kick you out of their brokerage firm, right? Liquidate your account. If there's anything left and you're done with them, you have to go find somebody else. So you don't want that to happen. And the way that you prevent that from happening is never trading without a stop. That will prevent you from wiping out your account. Margin accounts are the amount that you need in a margin account is considerably higher in the after hours, which means any time after 4:15 Eastern time. Now the futures market trading does end at 4:15 and then it reopens again at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Futures is managed out of Chicago, so any official times is actually based on Central time. So that would be, you would be at 3:15 Central, and it would reopen at 5 Central. So, but I'm in Eastern time, so that's how I think. So basically, 4:15, I'm done until the market reopens again at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then you can trade again all day, all night long through the early morning hours, clear till 4:15 the next day. And that's the trading cycle starting on Sunday night. It opens up at 6, and you can start trading clear through. Other than that 1 hour, basically a closure time, clear up to 4:15 on Friday. Then you're done trading for the weekend until Sunday night. Now, you asked specifically about margin in evenings. Let me pop up this chart that Webull has. Okay, now this is purely Webull's margins requirements. It may be different with your broker. They all have a similar page, okay, that you can go here. Let me share that screen with you, stretch this out a little bit. This is Webull's chart that shows their margin requirements. Now, every broker might be a little bit different, right? Webull's may be higher or lower, depending on what you're comparing. So just to use as an example, I got crude oil up on my chart. So crude oil, you would need during the day to trade one contract of crude oil, okay, I would have to have $1,716 to trade one contract of CL crude. That is the big boy one. Okay. Now at night to trade that same contract, I have to have $5,720 sitting in my margin account to trade one contract of CL crude oil, light crude. Okay. I trade this all the time. So you have to have a minimum of $5,700 in your account. So you can do the math depending on your account size, how many you can trade. If you go down and look at, let's go down here and look at E-minis. Well, let's go down here and look at the micros. Okay, if your account's not large, you pretty much are limited to trading micro contracts. As a general rule, again, there's some variations on some contracts. Generally, a micro is 1/10 of the price in your margin requirements versus an E-mini contract, and the payout is also 1/10 of what the payout is on a E-mini. So if I'm trading micro, Standard and Poor 500, I need $96.36 with Webull to trade one contract. So if you have the minimum $500 that it takes to open a Webull account for trading futures, obviously you can trade up to five contracts at a time, right? Now at night, it goes from being $96. In other words, it's 6 o'clock reopen Eastern time. Now I have to have $1,606 in my account to have the privilege of trading that at night. And why is that? It's because they're on the hook all night long for that money, right? So there is a premium that you pay. But then again, at 9 o'clock, it reverts right back down to the $96.36, and for the rest of the day till 4:15. And Webull shows you here that is effective from 9 to 4:15 Eastern time. 16:15 would be 4:15 Eastern. But then again, at 6, it goes right back to that. Now, the other thing you have to keep in mind is, let's say you do not exit your trade at 4:15 and you let it ride. Let's say you're a long-term investor, right? If I don't have $1,600 in my account trading one contract of the S&P, well, at 4:15, the broker's going to close that trade out automatically for you because you do not have the minimum requirements to hold that trade after 4:15. So you'll be forcibly exited out of your trade if you happen to forget to do that. So in other words, you want to close it before the end of the day if you're trading it. If you're just a pure day trader, right? Because when they exit you out of that trade, whatever exact time they do that, it may, you may be on a pullback or something and losing money. So, but if you're a long-term holder, you just have to understand if you're going to hold past the close of the day, you have to have more money in your account. So if I have $1,600 in my account and I let it ride, that when the market reopens, that trade will still be a viable trade. So that's why you have to look at both the day and the night margins. Or if you're like me who prefers to trade at night, I automatically know I can't trade unless I have at least $1,600 in my account to trade one micro. So, and I prefer to trade more. Yes, I have to have more in my margin account to do that, but I prefer to trade in the evenings, and that's what I do. So hopefully that answered that question for you. Thank you. That is a good question. Hasn't been asked for a while. So, but if you look at if you don't have Webull, this is Webull's on their page. It's on the futures margin rates. You need the day margin is the amount you need to trade during the day in your account, and this margin count over in this column is what you have to have in your account to do that same trade at night. And that's per contract. Okay, you can't trade 10 contracts if you only have the amount of money for one. So you have to factor that into your trading style. If you're a long-term trader or swing trader where you're holding, you know, past the close, then you just have to make sure that you can cover that. So it doesn't get closed out automatically for you. So you never want the broker to close out your trade for you because it may not be to your best advantage, right? They're going to close it there regardless, so why not do it yourself if that's the way you trade? So hopefully that answered your question. You're welcome. XRP going up or down? I don't know. I don't follow or trade XRP and crypto. Why we can, Webull does allow us to trade crypto. It's limited to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They don't. Webull does not allow us to trade futures in XRP or any of the other ones. I don't actively participate. I trade crypto, but I don't. I'm not. I was a long-term holder on crypto for a while, and I had sold out my position, so I don't even personally hold any of the crypto or the other minor coins that are available. And there's hundreds and hundreds you can trade. Webull doesn't allow you to trade all those. You have to use a different broker to do that, and there's hundreds of them out there too. And I'm not one to recommend one because I just don't trade that market actively at this point in my career. And when I was in Bitcoin, I mean, I trade Bitcoin in futures occasionally, and even then, I don't trade it all that much. So anyhow, thanks for the question. Keep smashing them like buttons. Let's get that up to 9,200 today. Our man over on YouTube live chat asks, what trading style am I? Basically, am I a scalper or a swing trader, day trader? Yes, I am a day trader. I hold nothing, absolutely nothing overnight. That is my style of trading. I do use Coach's 2-minute EWO strategy, but not very often. If you ask me if I had to pick one, I am a pure scalper. I love the getting in, getting out, taking what's in front of me at the very moment, and making money that way. So I may be in a trade for a minute, 2 minutes, you know, half hour if it's climbing up nicely. But generally, I am taking and locking in my profits as it goes up. If it pulls back a little bit, I see it pause for very long, I'm out, and I'll re-enter in and out, in and out, in and out all day long. I enjoy that style of trading. Now, I'm not saying I won't let the runners run. You should, right? You don't just jump in and out willy-nilly just because you can. If you're getting runners run, let them run, right? If your indicators and your different levels are showing a positive motion in one direction or other, then play that, right? You're always going to have these ups and downs and pullbacks, temporary pullbacks, and testing of different levels, right? So you got to play that too. So, but I am a pure scalper, and I hold nothing overnight. I do have long-term holdings, but this is not how I trade. My trading style is as a scalper. ManuFX over on TikTok live chat asked, do you give out free signals in your free community? We are not a call-out group, first and foremost. We are an educational group. Our goal is to train you to trade in the markets, whether it's stock options, crypto, futures, you name it, short-term trading, long-term, and everything in between. So no, we do not do that. We are not a call-out group. Now, we do for our paid members, we have what we call our hot stock picks, which are the things that tend to move into pre-market. We do provide that as a service for our paid memberships, but that is not a call-out. That is just to take a look at it, make your own decision. Why do we do that? Because we aren't a call-out. Call-out groups do not work in the long run. Yeah, you're going to get some here and there that somebody calls out, but by the time somebody calls out something, the whole transaction could have changed, right? We train you to make your own decisions so you can trade on your own, that you acquire a skill that nobody can take away from you, right? What if the call out group that you belong to ceases to exist? Now what do? Your next thing you're out there doing is you're out there, trying to find another call out group. Why? Because you didn't build the skills to do it on your own, right? So would it not be better to develop the skill, not be dependent on any single person? That's the goal of American Dream Trading. We want you to be able to acquire the skills that you don't even need coach or me or any other moderator or trainer around. You don't need us once you acquire those skills. You can do it on your own, and you can do it anywhere in the world, right? We've had people going, well, one of our members went to France. Him and his wife took a nice trip, and they spent whatever, an extended vacation in France for a while. And his goal that he told everybody before he went on his trip was, my goal is to trade under the Eiffel Tower, and he did that very thing. He did it right on his cell phone, sitting under the Eiffel Tower. So you can trade anywhere in the world once you acquire the skills to do so, right? So we'd rather not have you be dependent on any person to help you make your decision. We want to educate you so that you are just the opposite. You can do that on your own. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It takes time, takes education, takes experience, takes screen time. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, right? You know, you see all these TikTok people on there that stand in front of their Ferraris and all these fancy, oh, you too can be a millionaire. We don't ever promise that you're going to be a millionaire. We do have millionaires in the group. I'm not a millionaire. You know, maybe someday I will be. Who knows, right? I trade full time to make a living to pay my bills. Do I have very good days? Yes, I've had, well, since first of the year, I've had extraordinary days. I've had 10,000 days. I've had $500 days. It just depends how much time and effort and my decision making process, right? I don't always make good decisions. I lose money. I have red trades every day. Every trade I do is not making money. That's the ups and downs. You just have to learn how to do it. And as you get more training and education and experience and screen time, you end up having less red days, right? I don't judge myself by any one trade. Do I like it when I lose money? No, I don't like losing $50, right? Any more than I like losing $1,000. But it's part of the trading. It's part of what happens. There's a lot of things. While we can educate you and tell you how to do these things, how to read candles, levels, how to work with indicators, different trading strategies, right? You can have all that education and experience, but there's always that somebody comes in and dumps a bunch of orders, right? Either selling or buying, and it instantly reverses the current trend and it can rip your face off. And that's why we never trade without a stop. Okay. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not easy. Every trade's not going to be green. You know, I'm not going to promise you a rose garden or anything like that. You have to learn it and apply it and work at it. And as time goes by, you'll tend to find yourself making better investment decisions. Oh, let's see. Also on YouTube Live, what is the minus 10 contracts about? Well, if you say minus 10, that means I'm shorting 10 contracts. I'll show you here on my paper trade. It'll show you here. I can say I'm going to go in here. If I short, in other words, I think the price is going down 10 contracts, this is what my chart will look like. Again, never trade without a stop. As you can see, it says minus 10. That tells you that I am in a short. I am thinking that this is going to go down. I'm making a decision that I am going to that price is going to drop based on my education and training. Now, is it? I don't know. I didn't evaluate. I just jumped in. Wanted to show you when it says minus 10, that shows you that you're shorting it. And up here is my stop loss, right? Never trade. So the stop loss protects you from losing more money than you're willing to lose on any given trade, right? So I will adjust my stop loss to my trading style, right? As this starts making money, you can see here I have this turn. Now I'm up $300 on this trade. Again, it's fake money. It's not real. Once I get to start turning green, then I can use my stop, which initially protected me from losing money. I can now use my stop and go above where, in this case, below where I bought it at because I'm shorting it. And I can set a stop here and it'll guarantee me if this pulls back all of a sudden, I'm going to make at least $100 on this, right? Right now I'm up 300, but I'm giving it time to breathe. You have to give it a little bit of room to breathe. Now you can make your stop as tight as you want if I want to tighten it up at any given time, right? Or I can just flat out sell it and take $300, right? I can do it that way too. If I click here, it'll close my trade out. But I want to give it a little bit of room, so I'll leave my stop there maybe, right? If this is my style of trading. See that? It pulled back on me before I could do anything, but it locked me in 100. Now see, there's the problem with having too tight of a stop. Now it's pulling down below the next level. Can I re-enter the trade? Yeah, I can jump back in. Do I want to jump in willy-nilly because this thing could go either way? Yeah, I could, right? Is it a wise decision just to keep jumping in and out? Well, not really. That's how you get your face ripped off by not making. Look how volatile this is. Something's going on here causing this to do it. Now, can I just take the $600? Yep, if I hit this button, there's 700. Bang. I can lock in the profit that way. I didn't move my stop down. I just sold it. That's a scalp, right? I'm in and out. I can also scalp. There's other ways. There's different buttons that'll do different things. I can come in here, I can click this one button if I was to trade without a stop, which you're not ever supposed to, but I can literally go in here and then I got my finger on the button, and then the second that I make profit, right? But see, there's nothing to stop me from losing money now other than me clicking the mouse. So these violent movements up and down is dangerous without a stop because this thing could shoot the other way, right? And before I can click the button, I'm out of all kinds of money. That's why you never trade without a stop. So let's just say I was a scalper because I get in and out, right? Boom, bang, I just made quick 200. I could sit here and do this all day long, right? Now, don't ever just click in and click out, click right back in. That's not the way to do it. Let your runners run is what you should do, right? So you should enter up here where it broke the level and it broke the indicators, and ideally would be to buy it up here and just let it do its thing, let it run down with a stop, of course, right? I can still set a stop loss here like that. That's one of the benefits of using TradingView. I can go up here and add it in. But by jumping in like I did, I'm down $300 just from clicking the mouse. That's kind of silly, right? So that's why we don't do that. You want to reevaluate every trade. Is this still a good entry point, right? Again, the better would have been to wait for it to break my level and break my indicators up here and then enter and just let it sit up here and wait. But by jumping in and out, now I put myself in a bad spot. It's trying to break even. Will this go down more? I don't know. But do I want to move my stop down to limit my loss to 500 now? I don't know. That's probably kind of tight. Look how much these candles have been moving. Generally, I'll leave it above the level, but because I entered down here at a dumb entry point, see that I lost money. So you have to evaluate each trade. I was just showing you to use stops there. Okay. I always wait whenever I approach a new level on my chart that I have drawn out with historical levels. I always wait for a break and hold before I enter. It's a more conservative approach. I'm still scalping, but I want to wait and see that there's a break and hold. And what do I mean by that? Like this here. Will I enter this to the upside? No. Number one, I got all my indicators jammed up here. So if this goes up, I'm not going to do anything until maybe it gets up to here. I'm not going to risk this volatility here. For the downward, I want to wait and see if it breaks and hold now below this level before I have it. And break and hold basically means there's one candle here and the next candle forms on top of the shoulder of the other one in that same line of motion. Kind of gives you a little bit more assurance that it may be moving that way for this time period. And as you can see, it was short-lived, right? Now, I'm above my 200, which is a very strong indicator. I'm above all these other ones. Now, I've still got these other ones, and I have this level here. So I'm not going to, me personally, I would not enter this trade until I see a break and hold here. And then the other thing that I would play this once it gets a breaks and hold here. I have a gold level that I drew on my chart. It's a historical level, and it was this particularly strong. So I call that a gold level. It's just a thing I do, right? You may hear other traders call it something else. It's just another line on my chart. But I make this one a little bit different just so that I know I could scroll back forever and see that it hits that level all the time and pauses temporarily or rejects off of it. Does it blow through it sometimes? Of course, right? But I'm going to wait. If I'm going to play this to the upside, it's not that I couldn't scalp it in 10 seconds, maybe make some money. But you can see right now it's at this confluence of all these indicators, and the traders know that. And everybody's kind of reluctant to jump in this right now. Okay. And I'm not going to either. If I'm going to the upside, a risky trade would be to wait break below the 21 here, but I don't do it that way. If I'm going to the upside, I'm going to do the break and hold above this level before I would really enter the trade. And then I know up at my gold level, it may reject off of there. So I would probably, as a scalper, if it breaks and holds here, this is my plan that I'm formulating in my head ahead of time. I will probably scalp my profits before it gets all the way up there. And then if it breaks through again, then I'll re-enter. Same way with being down. If this breaks below this level, I'm going to wait for one more candle for the break and hold below this line on my chart, because if it does break and hold below here, I'm already below all these indicators, so that's a good sign that it may come down. Now you can see what happened the last time it did that. Look how choppy that was, right? So it's very volatile for some reason right now. Maybe there's some news going on. I don't know. I don't have my TV on. I don't have my news thing up. Uh, Nothing on that little news thing there that makes me want to affect my trading. But you can see it's consolidating right now. So I wouldn't even enter this trade. I'll go look for something else because time is money. R-Man asks, what's the difference between futures and options? Yes, the different. Oh, you're making a comment. Sorry. Difference between futures and options is night and day. Yes, I love trading options. I did that for the longest time, and then ever since I came to futures, I love it even more. Why do I love it even more? It's got the feel of trading like in the pre-market where you trade without a stop. You got to be a scalper. That's where I hone my skills, if you want to say, is trading in the pre-market. Okay, you got to make quick decisions. Generally, in the pre-market, you can only buy and sell on the upward motion. You can't short it. Stock options has its advantage. It has what they call the Greeks. It's a mathematical formula that's built into the trade on your stock option contracts. As this price accelerates, especially if you get big volume, your profits accelerate more really fast. Same way, but if it pulls back, you also lose money at an accelerated rate. Okay. So to go up, let's say this accelerates and drops down $1 in value, I might have to make $1.10 or $1.20 or $1.50 to get my dollar back. Now, with trading futures, they are contracts in the same sense that a stock option is a contract, except this is trading commodities instead of stocks. Okay, trading oil or currencies or soybean, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. It's different things. It's chart to chart. You're trading it. So with there is no Greeks in a futures contract. It's basically if it goes up $1, you make $1. If it falls $1, you lose $1. Right? If it goes back up $1, I get my $1 back. So there's none of the accelerated gains or losses. That's a disadvantage if you compare futures to pure stock option. Now there are futures options you can trade also. I don't trade them. I came to futures just to get that. It's more of like trading stocks. If it goes up $1, you make $1. If it drops $1, you lose $1. Now the difference is if you don't have a large margin account and a lot of stocks are not shortable, is that we can make money on any of futures contracts by going long on our position, which would be the equivalent of a call in stock options, or we can short it and play the downside of it, which is the equivalent of a put in stock options, right? They're two totally different things, but the principle is still the same. So we can make money in the futures market by trading along. We can make money when it goes up, and we can immediately shift to a short and make money when it goes down. You can do that all day long. I can be in a long position at one point and it reverses course and immediately jump into a short. So we make money both ways. And again, it's easier than it's harder than it sounds. It takes a lot of practice and training and education, and screen time, learning how to do all these things. It's not, yeah. I could come over here and go buy, sell, buy, sell, right? Again, you're gonna just throw money away doing that, but you can get in and out of trades that quick if you need to. So I love the futures. It's just my jam. I like it. Over on TikTok Live, let's see what we got. Do we trade Forex? Not, no, we don't actually trade Forex in American Dream Trading. We do trade currencies in the futures market, right? Which is based off all that. So yes, I trade currencies. I love the euro. Euro's my jam as far as if I had to pick one, the euro's my favorite. It generally has a lot of movement up and down, a lot of volatility. That's how you make money, right? Occasionally I'll trade the Canadian dollar or the Australian dollar, but I generally 95% of my currency trades are in the euro. Either the straight euro or the euro slash US dollar pair. I'll trade it that way. So, and again, that's broker dependent. What your brokers let you trade. Webull has their list of things they let you trade. TOS may have their list, right? Every broker's a little bit different. What I may be able to trade with Webull You may not, and you may have things on your TOS you can trade that we can't trade on Webull. So you got to look at each individual broker and see what they allow you to trade, make your decision on what you want to, which broker you want to use. So, uh, well, T Quales asked me what's estimated most you made in a year. I know exactly how much I made in a year. Let's just say it's over six figures, slightly little over six figures. I've done that the last 2 years. This past year was my best year. I've been doing this full time for 2 years, so I'm not going to give you an exact figure. Just say it was a six figure. Okay, and that's what I was making that where I worked at, so that or slightly less in my full time job that I had, my 9 to 5. I was in management, so I was well paid. Was it easy doing that? No, especially when I first started. I made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. Right now, this last full year that I had, started my second full year. My big losses, I didn't have any huge losses in my second year. I didn't make the as expensive stupid mistakes. Did I still lose money? Yes, last year. Yeah, I still a lot had losing trades. I always did. However, my green days far outweighed my red days of last year. Why is that? Screen time, experience, listening to the coaches' trading strategies and actually, implementing them instead of trying to do things on my own. Less jumping in and out, being more thoughtful on how I traded on a daily basis. So again, that comes with experience, right? Um, you know, if you adopt a trading strategy and you don't follow it, what good is the trading strategy, right? You're just taking a shotgun effect and hoping something sticks when you get in a trade. That's not a very profitable way of doing things. You'll end up wrecking your account. So you have to develop your style, what you like. I highly recommend the two coaches 2 minute EWO strategy. Tells you when to get in and gives you an entry point anyway, right? And you can see it coming before it gets there. This is like the green. This would be using his logarithm and his way that he teaches. You would get in on the color change, right? So this would be an entry point here. This would be an entry point here, right? You can see you're going to have multiple changes throughout the trading day. Some days more than others, because rarely does the market just go straight up or straight down, right? There's generally, and you do have days like that, and those are beautiful days when they happen, especially if you're in a trade, right? You can ride that puppy to the moon or ride it all the way down, right? But generally, you're going to have an ebb and a flow. You're going to have moves to the upside and you're going to moves to the downside, and that's how you make money. When it goes flat like this, can you still make money? Yeah, you can channel trade. It's just a little bit harder. It's a different skill set too. So, highly recommend the 2 minute EWO strategy coach teaches. It works very well. It teaches you patience. You have to be a patient trader. Now, do I do the 2 minute EWO strategy? The first full year, pretty much I did because I didn't well, it wasn't a full first year, but I really didn't get into scalping. It didn't really interest me. It wasn't, I'd rather do something that's a little bit longer, let the runners run type of thing. But then I got into the pre-market trading of stocks and I learned how to scalp. And I liked that quick fix. So I developed that skill. Now it took a while to get good at it, right? Didn't happen overnight. But once I developed that skill and got better at it and got built up a self confidence of my skills, then I just pretty much am now. If somebody asks me, I just tell them I'm a scalper because that's what I enjoy doing. That's one of the things I love about futures is you can get in and out at will. Now the danger of that is because you can get in and out at will, you got to be careful you're not making poor decisions on your entry because entry is the key to profit. So if you get in there and just start clicking buttons at random, that's not going to be good for your checkbook, right? And you'll end up losing money. So I've had some very good days recently. And part of the reason is my account has grown, right? Over time, my account has grown. So the things that I'm trading, I have better financial rewards, per tick, right? Instead of trading micros, now I'm trading e-minis. So now I am pulling money out. And, my goal now has changed a lot in the last 6 months. I am working on paying down debt, taking my profits. I'm trying to maintain a certain level in my margin account so that I can still continue to trade the big boy ones, right, as much as I can, because of the benefits of doing that. Now, the risks are a lot higher doing it because you lose more money too. So I have to be more focused on it because the losses now are bigger, but the gains are also bigger. So I've tried to maintain a minimum amount. And I've been really doing a concentrated thing off and on the last 6 months. Is when it starts to grow, I'll pull money out and apply that to debt. Didn't always make good financial choices in the last 20 years. So, and I'm slowly chipping away at it. It's a good feeling to do that. So, anyway, it takes a while to get there. You just have to be patient. Start out trading micros, build your account $5, $10 at a time. That's how I did it, right? I didn't throw a bunch of money at it, even though I could had my other trading account that I trade out of. I could have dumped a bunch of money in, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And it took some time, but $5, $10 every trade here and there, um, it ended up working out. So over time, you build your account. It takes pennies to make dollars, right? It takes dollars to make $5 bills. So you go little by little and uh, make smart decisions as your education and experience grows, and you'll see your accounts grow. Don't guarantee anything here, right? You still have to make wise decisions. You still have to get an education of some sort, right? And that's what we do here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Head over there, get our free Discord, and you have access to training materials over there also. Now, our paid members have a benefit where they can train and trade 12 hours a day, from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Now, of course, in the futures market, we could trade 23 hours a day if we want to. But our paid members in the futures market also have dedicated trading hours also. So, excuse me here for a minute while I grab a quick drink. I'm getting dry from yakking too much. All right. Yeah. So it can be financially rewarding. Does that mean that's what's going to happen to you? No, not at all. Do we have members of American Dream Trading that fail and wreck their accounts? Yep, happens all the time. Do we have members that are extremely successful? Yep, we have millionaires in our group. Is that an everyday occurrence? Nope, it's not. Right? You could call them unicorns if you like. Right? We have well, probably a dozen at least that I'm aware of that have made multi millions being in the group. Right? Some of them had a larger account when they started, and some of them had small accounts and built it up over time. Is that the norm? No, it's not, but it is real. So again, it's you get out what you put into it and how dedicated that you handle things. What are my thoughts on TXRH over there, Mike and Carol? I don't have any thoughts. I don't follow that stock in particular, so I do not have an opinion. Sorry about that. Uh, Alfredo, is this a call out? I want to make some money. Well, everybody wants to make money. You're in the wrong place if you're looking for a call out group. That's one thing we're not at American Dream Trading. We are not a call out group. We are an education group. We want to train you and educate you so that you can make these decisions on your own: when to enter a trade, when to exit a trade, how to evaluate a stock chart, how to do your own charting techniques, everything that goes in to making a trade. So we want you to be able to do that at all. So you're not emboldened to anybody to be calling out random things for you to go trade, right? So um, that is better off. You're better off in the long run, right? Develop a skill that nobody can take away from you. So we are not a call out group. We will never tell you buy XYZ Corporation, sell XYZ, buy Euro, sell Euro. We don't do that. What we do, though, is that if somebody sees something moving, they'll say, hey, the euro is popping, right? Take a look at the euro or whatever, right? And, you can go take a look at it. You still ultimately have to make your own uh, decision whether you want to enter a trade, right? Based on what you see there, what your indicators say, right? So if somebody just happened to say, hey, you don't know if they're right or wrong anyway. Maybe they don't know what they're talking about. So if somebody called, hey, the euro, it looks good right now. Well, I just popped over here and I'm telling you it don't look good right now, right? That's trying to get a little bit of movement, but Would I enter this trade? No. Okay. So I'm not going to enter this trade at all, right? So uh, I'll evaluate it. Maybe I'll keep an eye on it. It's starting to try to break below some critical indicators. Does it have the volume that I want for price movement? No, and it's kind of trapped between two levels that I have on my chart. It's kind of hanging out here, squeezed together with these other indicators. Now it could very well get some volume and sell off here, right? It's if it goes to the downside, I have all these indicators would be behind me. The only thing I got to worry about where's VWAP and where's the 200. They're both down here, so I do have a lot of room to make some money if it does decide to drop. But right now, I'm not. It's just sitting there. It's just kind of there's no volume really. That's the main thing there, right? You know. So this is trading view, right? Um, you can go over here, and there's different things you could trade too. The different sectors. You don't if the futures aren't moving, I can go over here and look at soybean, right? What's soybean doing? It's kind of sitting there, same thing. I could go over here and trade the indices if I want. Let's go look and see what they're doing. Is there any action here that might be worthy of me wanting to take some trades? Well, we know the indices are very volatile, especially towards the end of the day. People start selling off. Do I want to trade that? Again, it's kind of jammed up right now, right? This can change in a minute. But if I'm scrolling through my favorites. I have my go-tos. I like trading metals, like gold and silver, right? Once in a blue moon, platinum, but mainly gold and silver. Gold is my one I go look at first. I also like trading oil, right? That's my goal too, and I like trading the euro. Those are my go-to. And I do occasional other things too. Um, and this is, by the way, this is Trading View. I don't know. Did I show my Weeble? This is just my Weeble screen here. This is the broker I use. This is their software, right? Um, and it's customizable. I have these different widgets and stuff that I can use here. This is the same thing. Turbo keys. I can one click to buy, one click to sell. I can buy at market. I can buy at limit, whatever. Buy and sell, just by clicking literally one button, right? Um, so I have that right here. So um, this here, what do I have up here? I got Chicago weed up, right? Once in a while, I might take a look at that. What's it doing right now? Is it doing anything? Well, uh, again, you can see I don't chart on Weeble, right? Even though this is my broker, I do all my charting on TradingView, and I'm actually trading through TradingView with my Weeble account linked. Well, but if I was going to get some lines on here to make my decision today, even though I have it on my trading view, I would have to have some lines before so I can see where some of these things are going on here, right? Where's it moving? Just kind of so I can get a quick reference, get a map per se. Well, it's kind of I could trade wheat right now if I wanted to, right? I could jump in here, I could buy, if I want to buy 5 contracts with Weeble over here, I have, my widget, which this is all fully customizable. Let me move this out of the road so you can see here. Sorry about that. Let me move that, minimize that out of the way so it makes it so you can see it. Hang on here a second. There we go. So I have these turbo keys here. I can click buy and sell and get in and out of a trade. So if I want to buy wheat, let's just say I was going to buy this. Now it's not doing anything at this moment, just kind of sitting there. But I have these turbo keys again. This is a paper trading account also that I have up. You can see over here clearly shows it's in paper trading mode. But this is my broker. So if I want to jump in here and buy this, I'll say a wheat contract, right? Symbols ZW, right? I can go in here, click buy, boom, it executes my trade. There's my stop, which I leave a standard wide stop, so then I adjust it accordingly to what I'm trading. So this here is going to execute a trade for me. There's my point of entry, and this is my stop. Okay. Now this is paper trading, so this is one of the things that's kind of frustrating sometimes about paper trading. Even though I've already executed this trade, it takes a few seconds sometimes for this to actually show up, right? And then once it executes, then it'll show it there. So I can get in and out of trade. Same way I could exit the trade this way, right? I can click the buttons there, or if I'm going to just do like a quick scalp, you know, let's just say I'm gonna buy one contract. I can do a buy in without a scalp, and then once it fills, let's say it gets price movement on it, right? Again, paper trading on Webull is kind of frustrating a little bit here. But I can go in and out. I can get in and out by clicking the X. I can get in by clicking the sell button, and boom, and it'll sell it and close out my trade that way. There's multiple ways to get in and out of trade. This is weed. It's not doing nothing. It generally doesn't move a whole lot this part of the day, so I generally wouldn't. I don't trade grains that much in the evenings. And generally, if I want to trade anything, it'd probably be corn anyway versus wheat. But it's there. It's available to trade. It does have nice movements up and down, so it is very tradable. I've made money on it before in the past, right? You can see these nice ebb and flows up and down. That's so you can make money when it's going up, money when it's going down. It's been on a nice upward trend. It's pulled back the last part of the day, but you can see it just doesn't really have much volume to move. The L2 is not even moving, it just shows a lack of volume. That's why there's nothing there really to be made at this moment. Can that change in a heartbeat? Sure, right? But that's Weeble. It's got all the different widgets. You can customize it however you want, right? But I've been lately, last month, basically, I've been using and incorporating using TradingView because I chart on it anyway. So why use two different pieces of software? Now, I always have my Weeble up on one of my other screens just in case something would happen, right? So I might fall back to. It mirrors that. So again, but this is paper trading. I like Weeble. I like the different options that it gives you to trade and draw lines and put different indicators, whatever you want to put on there. It's all yours. It's personalizable the way you want it. So, any other questions? Dave. Thanks, Dave. Mark's the world's greatest trader. That's a running joke. Uh,
Hey,
somebody has a good day. We call them, oh, you're the world's greatest trader. I'm not, but yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, Mark? This is Future Trader.
Yes, future trader, one of our paid members who has access to an open mic.
Yes. Long time no talk. Good hearing you.
Good to hear you.
When it comes to the trading view for your futures, do you have to buy anything extra to make for the trading view to work for futures? Like
The answer is yes and no. With Weeble, well, with the CME group, you have to buy their L2 data, their live data package. It's different from regular stock and options. So it's its own separate. Futures has its own real-time data, which is, I mean, your broker, whatever broker you use, they facilitate that payment, but the CME group runs the live data feeds for trading futures. So you have to buy theirs with. It's like $11 for the L1 live data, the most basic one, and it's this L2 that I use is basically $40 a month for to get to 10 lines. Okay, and I don't like paying that money, but it's the cost of doing business. I can assure you, I make more than $40 a day using this, let alone a month. But yes, then you can link. Now this is the way I do it. Okay, then I link my Webull account, which I'll show you here. Let me pop this up here.
I'll try. I'm driving
Yeah,
down the road right
yeah. I get it. You can watch the replays. So if I log out of this, you get a broker, all the different brokers that you can tie to your TradingView account, right? And this is just a quick list here. You can click this all brokers. Go to tradingview.com website. There's a list there. It'll show you all the brokers that you can link. Webull happens to be one of them, right? Interactive Brokers is on there. There's a whole gamut of ones you can link. Now, you're not going to be able to link Robinhood or Fidelity or the big boy ones, but all these other ones you can. So I linked my Webull account because that's one of the brokers that you can. Okay. You click on it and then you go in there and put your password and all that stuff in there. Then you're able to link it. Now, when I'm paper trading, obviously, when I go over here, I can click paper trading and see I can connect my. It doesn't say Webull on here, but that's what it's grabbing is grabbing my Webull's accounts data package that I bought the L2 through, right? And it's connecting that to it. So now I can paper trade with real time numbers. Okay, my candles are in real time. My execution of my trades are in real time. So when I execute a trade, even though it's fake money, It's actually executing the trade with the real prices, right? The real candle movement. So when I click buy, it's if gold was right there, it was at 28.73, right? So you can see I'm losing money right now. So it's updating constantly, right? So I can get in and out of trades with real money. And if I link my real account to this, then obviously I execute trades using the trading widget, whether I'm using, the DOM or if I'm using the order, and I can use different buttons to buy and sell that way with my real account. This is how I trade now. I like doing this. I like the different ways that you can trade through TradingView. It's a little bit better, I think, than Webull directly trading through the Webull, right? Even though that's what I train on and that's my broker. I learned how I paper traded using this for quite a while to learn the mechanics, right? I didn't just jump in here all willy nilly and start trading my live money account, even though I did have a link to it. I learned the mechanics. So I learned how to use these buttons, buy and sell, how to buy on a market order or limit order, buy stop orders, how to put my stop losses in, right? And then there's also this here, which you can use to scalp these buttons. Put in how many you want to buy at a time, and then you just click buy. When I want to sell, I click one button, sell. Now that's trading without stops, but I don't want to trade without stops. I want to trade with stops. So I will use this trade so I can trade my pre-programmed right trades in here with my stops on a market order. So no matter when I jump in, bang, it's already pre-programmed in. What did I do there? Oh, right there it is. Okay. So now I entered in on a market order though, but yet I still have my stop. The other set of buttons doesn't. I don't. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. That'll put the auto stop in there, but I think you can. I just haven't figured it out. This way's real easy. I already have my pre-programmed stops, so every time I enter an extra trade, that'll be there. And then you can adjust your stops moving up and down. If I so happen would forget to put a stop in, you can come up here and throw one in real quick. You got to take this. I just like it. It's a little bit better as far as shedding and everything. If I'm buying multiple contracts, I don't have to adjust my stops separately on Webull. Here it automatically, if I had say 5 contracts and I want to sell all 4 of them, it automatically adjusts the stop for the remaining value. So there's some benefits that I like a little bit better. Is Webull bad? No, it's not. It's just I found that I like doing it this way. So now I can slide my stop in and then lock in my profits. Boom! I just got $40 out of that. Right? Fake money, of course. So they all again, it's not the broker that you use. It's being comfortable with the broker that you have and knowing how to get in and out of trades effectively. Right? It doesn't do any good to have a software if you don't know how to use it. Right? It's important that you know how to use it. And if you can't execute a trade, then you better not be trading. You got to know how to use, whether it's TOS or Webull or you know, interactive brokers. It doesn't matter. Whatever broker you use, you got to know how to use it, and don't trade until you do. So there we go. Any other questions that we have over there on TikTok?
I do got another.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, future trader.
I'm used to TOS when it comes to futures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're using TradingView, so say you want to move your stop. Say the trade's going your way,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to, just say 5 ticks.
Mm-hmm.
When you move that, do they charge you for that extra move?
No, not at all. I don't. Well, if you have a Webull account, or whatever, linked to this, there's no. It's round trip. It's $1.45, $1.45 to enter the trade, $1.45 to exit the trade. All right, until you exit it, But moving your stops, moving your stops. No, there's no charge for that. You're not creating a new trade. All you're doing is changing your stop. Yeah, I don't know what. I've never had a TOS account, so I don't know what they charge. Every broker's different, right? So it's basically $2.90 a contract to trade micro contracts and stuff in with using Webull and linking it to. Now, the other I forgot the second part of the other gentleman's answer, but it does if you want to come in here, you can buy a data package off of TradingView. It's like I think it's $7 a month if you want to try paper trading without having another broker. You can actually buy a real-time data package. I believe it's $7 a month. I may be wrong. You have to go to their website and check it. It'll let you paper trade that way. Of course, you're not going to be able to, make money because you got to have it tied to a broker. TradingView is not a broker, right? So they're a trading software,
Oh,
charting software.
about,
So, but
yeah, 'cause
yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
could go in
about
here. I could short this right now. Here's my stop, right? Here's my stop up here. I can move it. Just move it down wherever I want, right? You just grab it, drag, and let go of it. Once you let go of it, it takes effect, and it tells you. So, yep, that's not a new trade. It's not a round trip. You enter and exit. That's your round trip,
okay.
and that's how I
All
trade.
right.
I trade my Webull account. I link it to TradingView. So, and I can get out just clicking it that way too. There's multiple ways to get in and out of trades. Every broker has their way. You just have to know how to use the software. So even though you're an
Yeah.
experienced futures trader, hence your name, right? You've been in the futures market probably, well, I know you've been in it longer than I have. You still got to
Yeah.
learn that doesn't, you still got to come in like you've never used TradingView. You're going to have to paper
Yeah.
trade a while and learn the mechanics, right? However long
Oh
that
yeah.
takes you, right? If it's weeks or months, whatever, however long it trades, you want to know how to do all these things, right? So,
Yep.
and I actually paper traded futures before I even started trading futures for 3 weeks, right? Even though I know how I had the knowledge already, I still when I first started trading futures, I paper traded for 3 weeks before I even funded my account. I'm glad I did. But if you don't have
Yeah.
real-time data package trade, trying to paper trade, it'll be one of the most frustrating things in your life because you could still paper trade using this. It'll fill you at whatever the real price is, but your candles are going to be 10 minutes behind. So just to say I don't have real data here, my candles here, but this may have in the last 10 minutes may have climbed clear up here, right? So you go click buy and you see a fill rate clear up here, and you're like, what the heck, right? It's hard to do that, right? So you really
Under,
need real time.
under, do you have to? Do you have to have the basic, or do you got to go to the next one up?
No,
From
basic plan, TradingView has multiple different packages you can buy. The basic level is fine to get started, right? The other levels, the mid level and the upper. I have the premium level just because I like to have more things open. You're limited on how many tabs you can open at the lower level. Each level gives you more benefits, right? Membership has its privileges depending on what levels you buy, right? Same thing with American Dream Trading. Membership has its privileges, right? Our upper tier package offers a lot more than our lower tier does, right? So, uh, but no, you only need the base one. Now, if you find what happens, like let's just say, if you open too many tabs, it'll say, well, you can only, it'll say it's time to upgrade if you want to open this many, right? So, but you don't have to have all that. I can just use one. I forget what the limit is, maybe 5, I think, with their basic package. You'd have to go to their website and look. Um, but I have the upper one just because I screen share as a moderator, right? And I'll goof around and add things that you wouldn't be able to do on the very lowest package just because I'm screen sharing, right? Um, I don't. Do I need that to trade? No, I only need the minimum package. So, and coach's indicator will work with the minimum package also, and
okay.
that is part of your futures. One of the benefits of your futures membership is that you get this indicator package. Now you still have to pay for on your own the subscription to TradingView. TradingView has nothing to do with American Dream Trading. It's its own company, its own software. We're not affiliated with them, and they're not affiliated with us, right? So you have to buy a subscription for this, and then once you do, then you can use Coach's indicators as a overlay script in there. So and all logarithms, everything that's built into it.
Great.
Okay.
It was very helpful.
Yep. And let me ask you, do you know off the top of your head what does it cost to trade? What is the transaction fees? Not necessarily the margin required, but what is the transaction fee with TOS? I don't think anybody's ever told me that.
It depends on which one you're trading, like gold or oil. You know, they can range from $2 to 50 cents to a lot higher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're all, you know what I mean. Each one's a little different. But
Yeah, I
here's
mean,
the problem.
go ahead.
No, the only thing I don't like about Thinkorswim, every time you move your stop, they charge you. I'm like,
Oh, that could
that's
add
one
up.
thing yeah, it adds up a lot, especially when you're scalping a lot.
Mhm. Well, if you're scalping without a stop, then it's not an issue, but you don't want to trade without a stop. So, yeah, that could get
I,
expensive in a hurry, right?
yeah, nah, I'm not going to take that chance. I always have a stop, no matter
All
what.
right. Well, that's one of coach's main principles, right? Never trade without a stop.
Especially with futures. Ooh, man,
Yep. You can wreck your account in a hurry.
big.
Yep. You don't want to end up with a margin of call, so always trade with a stop. You may lose
Yeah,
money, but it's going to limit your downside, though, right?
that's your best friend.
Yep. Yes, I make a
But
lot of poor choices. Well, and it's not even so much about us making poor choices in our entries. It's the unknown things where you have a whale come in and dump a bunch of orders, right? Or buy a bunch of orders and reverses course on you. You don't get to see them things coming. It just bam, there it is, right? Big knife
yeah,
drop, and the next thing you know, you're out lots of money. Where the
yeah,
stop prevents that from limits your downside. So,
yeah, yeah. I always put my stops in. Yeah, I always did it from the word go.
hmm
But
yep,
yeah, anything can come out. News can come out without realizing. Boom.
that's right.
You know what I
Good.
mean? The news how it is with futures.
hmm That answer
All right.
your
Well,
question?
oh, big time. Yeah, because I'm going to switch over to Weevil because I've been using Weevil a lot now, but I
hmm
haven't used it with futures yet because I got the mechanics down for day trading. I'm pretty good with that now. So
Good. Yeah. Again, if you're going to link it, if you decide to make the switch to TradingView, you got to learn a whole little bit. I mean, it's a pretty intuitive, how you do it, but you still need to practice that also, right? It'd be just like me going to TOS, right? That'd be a lot I'd have to learn, right? That'd be a whole new skill set. I've never had a TOS account, and how they do things is different than what I'm used to. But you get in there and you learn it. That's just what you got to do, right? So,
oh yeah, oh yeah. TOS has its good things, bad things, but if you know your mechanics, you get the mechanics down, you're fine.
yeah. Well, I've never really heard anybody badmouth TOS. They got great customer service and all the other
They do.
services that they provide to their customers. I mean, the majority of everybody in American Dream Trading that uses TOS, I've never really heard them badmouth them, right? They all have good things to say. And it's like any
There's
other
nothing.
broker. Every broker's got things you like and you don't like, right? So if you
But
have more
for
you
Mark,
don't like, then you change brokers, right? Go find one that's got more stuff that you do like. None of them are perfect, right?
like Marky Mark, you remember Mark? I
Yeah.
haven't heard of
hmm
but
You broke up there. You're in the matrix.
his,
You're you're in the matrix right
he
now
got a
because you're
lot of
driving.
his trading costs.
Well, futures, we can't hear you. You're in the matrix.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Half. Yeah, you got bad reception where you're at. Try again later. No, but he brings up a point.
All
He's
right. I'll talk to you later.
okay. Thank you.
All right.
There's not one broker out there that's perfect, right? That has everything you may want, and you may not even know what you want until after you get into your trading career and start trading, and you realize, well, I don't really like this. This company don't offer me this or that, and you get to talking to other people. Well, TOS offers this. Oh, Webull doesn't. All right. Well, maybe I want to go to TOS, or TOS don't offer this, but Webull does. Well, maybe I want to go to Webull, right? So those are the decisions. And again, it doesn't matter who you use. You pick the one that you like, and then learn the mechanics of trading with that. I did mention coaches rules. Let me play a little, couple minute video here of coaches rules. Coaches rules are designed not to make you money; they're to help prevent you from losing money. Right now, we are going to lose money. It's the nature of trading, day trading, stock trading. Right, any kind of investment vehicle, you're going to have your ups and downs. But coaches rules are designed to limit those things. Let me play those for you, here real quick. It's just a little quick video.
Some of the rules. Okay, somebody, perfect question. You're asking the right questions. I like it already. I'm new here. What are the rules? That's what I'm talking about. So again, right, some of the most basic rules so I can help you guys. Think about this. Stop losses on each and every trade. What does that do? Keeps you from losing your accounts, right? Not hard. Paper trade only when you're a new trader. It makes sure you're not blowing up your accounts. You're not obviously ready for this. Am I right? Think about it. Every rule I have is not make money. It's keep your money. Don't trade in the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the day. It's the hardest time of the day. I've been doing this 33 years. It's very hard. I get chopped up all the time and I'm like, ooh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. Oh, I'm going to do it again. Oh, stop. I'm doing it to protect you, right? If you're a new trader, don't trade in the first 30 minutes because it is the most volatile, right? Until we get the shift change when volume comes in again at 10 o'clock. Because why? The very beginning is like this. Yo, 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 yo. Typically, after the first 30 minutes, it will try to decide which way do I want to go today. I'm avoiding you getting wrecked, right? Last hour of the day is power hour, high volume, hedge fund managers making the things happen, trying to get markets to move the way that they want. I'm telling you to stay out of it. So if you're like, well, I keep getting burned up, why are you doing it? Right? Journal. It's for your own mental strength so that you can see what you are doing on a daily, consistent basis. That's all it is for. Did I trade it right or did I trade it wrong? What should I have done? What could I do better? That is what it's for, right? It's your homework every day. You guys can go back and review your trades and go over your journal and what should I have done right there and why did that not work out? It will help you, right? You're strengthening your brain and you're getting rid of your own stuff. Small position sizes. I say that because usually when you go into large, your emotions take over. You're not trading robotically. You're not trading the trades. You'll end up blowing up your accounts, right? That's when we make a lot of mental mistakes. Is all the difference was we're going in too big. Let the runners run and stop out the losers. Again, notice the stop part is the most important. Stop out the losers so you don't continue to lose money. If you find yourself in these bleed out sessions, oh, well, I hope. Oh, it's going to come back. Oh, we'll see. Oh, it's coming down to support. Oh, it broke that support. Maybe this next, oh, stop. Draw a line in the sand. Use the stop. And then when you guys go green, right? Like, oh, I'm up 100. I'm taking that. That's my daily. That's what I told myself. That's what I told myself. If I can make 100, I'm going to take that. It could have turned into 2,000. Why are you taking 100? Let the runners run. I notice I never said take all the runners off the table. Never said that. I've never said that in my life. We use the shedding technique. We collect as it goes. We take off as it goes because that way we are guaranteeing locking in realized profits. Remember, nothing is realized until you actually click, right, the sell button. All these rules are in place, ladies and gentlemen. They're there to help you. If you can't do these very basic things we talk about, right, how are you going to advance? Stop saying, woe is me. Stop saying, I don't get it. Stop saying, I'm not a good trader. I guess I'm never going to get it. Yeah. Because you can't follow my basic rules. They're there for a reason. Again, follow the freaking rules, right? And listen, I know when I get on you guys, I don't get to sell anything and I don't get to make any money. And it's just, I don't care. I need you guys to understand so that you guys can get ahead in life. This is what we're doing this for, right? So when I'm in this mode, right? And again, like, oh, I'm not listening to any of this. You need to listen to all this. This is where the secret sauce, this is the golden nuggets, not the coach, just call out that runner. That isn't going to do you any good, right? It doesn't matter. there's 8 million people in this room. We could call out stuff all day long. You could just hear us shouting stuff. That isn't going to help anybody. If you don't know what to do with it, what good does it matter if one is up or one is down? That means nothing to anybody. If you don't know how to handle it, you might get lucky and catch a momentum, and you're like, oh, I'm a great trader, and you just keep getting out a million times. It's because it's been going in the same direction all damn day, right? Can you duplicate it? Can you recreate the process every day consistently? This is all about consistency, okay?
And here I am talking. I couldn't make it one day without unmuting myself. Thank you, Christina, over there on TikTok. Uh, yeah, those were coach's rules, is what I was saying. Why I was talking to nobody because my mics were muted. Not one. I don't think I've gone one day without not unmuting my mic. Anyway, uh, yes, follow coach's rules are meant to protect you. And every day we have somebody that doesn't follow the rules, including myself, and you end up wrecking yourself. Right? You end up in a bad trade. And we always have people, I don't know what I did wrong. And then you look at it, you'll find 99% of the time they broke one of the main rules, and that's why they end up losing out. I break rules by not waiting for setups, right? Not jumping in too soon and make money. Thank you, Christina, by the way, for that. Let's see. Questions over here. Let's take a look at TikTok. Sean, the guy with two first names. What time do you come on daily? We are here daily with the futures education and trading, which you are in right now, from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time, each and every day, Monday through Friday. Coach comes on it in the same place from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm on 2 to 4 Eastern. And our aftermarket show with Don is over on our YouTube channel. You can go over there and join in that live discussion from 5 to about 6:30 each and every day, Monday through Friday. Thank you for that. CRC Rahu, what's the difference between spots and futures? Well, there's kind of a big difference in a roundabout way. In its oversimplified description, I would say spot, a futures, okay, since we're dealing with futures. Basically, a futures contract is an agreement between a producer and a buyer to take delivery of their contract, whatever they're buying, whether it's oil or hogs or wheat or soybean or gold or silver, whatever, right? To take a delivery of that at a future, someday in the future, whether it's a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, depending on the contracts, right? Could be a year from now. Producers will do that to lock in their prices for a future, in other words, future. That's why they call it futures, right? For a time determined in down in the calendar for a future point in time. The spot market is basically I'm going to pay X amount of dollars for immediate delivery, right? You go to an auction and you're buying a box full of somebody else's trash, right? Because there's something in there that you deem valuable to yourself. That would be kind of like a spot auction, right? A spot contract, right? It said I'm going to bid on this at this fixed price for immediate delivery. I'm going to take that box of junk that I just bought at the auction and throw it in my car and go home with it immediately. Where futures is down the road, right? Now they kind of intertwine a little bit, but basically that's the difference between the two. Okay. Spot is for buying it at this price right now for immediate delivery. I don't deal in the spot market. So anyway, that's kind of what it is in a roundabout way. I don't know if I explained that properly, but that's how I understand it. Waffle, good to see you, my buddy, for little buddy from up north, a Canuck, up in Canada. He's a paid member, hangs out with us. All right. Jay, ha 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 ha. And ask, what do the future memberships cost, and is there a lifetime version that can save you money? We did have lifetime, so we broadcast and advertise it. No, right now we do not have a lifetime version of the futures. Will it ever happen again? I can't say. I'm not coach. Once in a blue moon, he does offer you futures, right? Lifetimes. Presently, no. We just had the 25% off in the month of January. That is no longer in effect either. What is the cost? The futures of members. You can find all this information, by the way, on our website at AmericanDreamTrading.com. An annual membership for futures is $2,500 a year, or you can buy monthly for $250. And I can't tell you what the cost is for the 6 months or quarterly. I don't remember, but you can go to our website and find that information. We do offer yearly, paying annually, semi-annually, quarterly, and monthly. Obviously, the larger that you pick, the more money you save. So you can do the math. $250 a month times 12 versus paying annually at $2,500. You can see there's a substantial saving, but we have it dabbed different ways to fit your budget, right? A lot of people will start out monthly and then like, hey, I like this, I'm going to stay here. I like what I see, and then they'll go ahead and then for the next monthly payments due, and they'll buy an annual, whatever, right? It's up to you, whatever works for you. Some people like that monthly, even though they know they're going to pay a little bit more than an annual. They like the monthly, right? They can fit that in their budget, and they know what it is, fixed costs. Other people like me, I'd rather pay the annual and be done with it, and not have to worry about it for a year. But whatever fits your budget, right? Solar panel, good to see you again. You can hopefully hear me now because I had my mic muted. Thank you. I happened to notice the comment on TikTok before I noticed yours. Anyway, so that's there. Over on TikTok, do we have any more questions there? Let me look and see. Nope, I don't. And I don't see any active questions presently anywhere else. Let me go to our paid members. Do our paid members have a question or comment? One of the benefits of being a paid member is that we actually train, or the VIP Gold members actually can train up to 12 hours per day, starting at 4 a.m. And they also have access to an open mic. They can open their mic right now and ask me a question. When coach is on, they can open their mic and ask coach a question at any time, or any of the other moderators, trainers that are in there at that time. You can have open conversations about anything. It's a lot better than, in my opinion, of having to type your question in, right? You don't get the emotion of what the person's asking, and they can, dive into a little bit deeper discussion on what they're looking for and, for their answer. However, I have members, I've never heard their voice, ever. I've been here for 2 years. Matter of fact, there's some members in here right now I've never heard their voice. I have no clue. If they would open their mic and speak, I would have to actually go look at the name and see who it is talking. They choose not to talk. They're mic shy, but they'll type their questions or comments in our Zoom chat. Our Zoom room for paid members also has a chat feature that they can type in their questions or comments at any time that they like. So we offer multiple ways to communicate, and there's only 2 ways that we actually communicate at any time. We will never DM you. We will never WhatsApp you or all the other hundreds of different forms of communication out there. We don't communicate that way. If somebody sends you a direct message, I will 100% guarantee it is nobody from AmericanDreamTrading.com. We only communicate with our paid members via our live Zoom rooms where you can talk via mic or in the text box. And the only other way that we communicate is through our Discord. Okay. So and we don't even DM within our Discord. It's forbidden. It's a forbidden activity, even DM each other within our own Discord with our paid members. I've mentioned many times I've known Ralph for 2 years now. Me and him talk, and we know each other, and we know little bit about each other's personal lives and struggles and victories, and just like we do with a lot of our other members. But I am not allowed to DM Ralph within our Discord, within our membership, right? It's forbidden activity. They can get us both banned from American Dream Trading if we do that, right? So that's a forbidden activity. But I can talk to Ralph. We can open a mic right now and chit chat all we want, or he can type something to me and send a message to me, we can type in our different lounges that we're members of within our Discord, or he can type into Zoom chat here, right? So that's the only two ways that we communicate. Let me see. Well, nice for you to stop and just say hi, Waffle. Johnny Q, is Ange on vacation? No, she's not. Ange is a very active member of our community. Ange is the one between her and Aaron, they built up the futures program that you presently are viewing now. They did all the legwork, all the groundwork, and all the hard documentation and creating training documents, trading videos. They put a lot of hours, a lot of long hours, a lot of work. And her and Aaron, and along with other members of the community, helped build this program up from the ground floor, up from 0 to 100 mile an hour in the past. And she was the original host of this program, of the futures trading and education. But she just found out it really wasn't her cup of tea to be on camera. When it came down to it, she just didn't feel ultimately very comfortable being in front of a camera. She's an excellent trainer, and she still is active here in the future. Matter of fact, she just put on a master class for our paid members here the other day when we created a training video from it. She's still very active, and she still answers questions. She helps train. We all work together as a team. Right now, I'm the ugly face of the AmericanDreamTrading.com, right? Gray hair guy. So will I always be sitting in his seat? Can't answer that question. Right now, I am. I'm here at the pleasure of Coach, right? And I'm sure if you don't want to do this, he'll find somebody else to take my seat. But this is what I'm doing now. I enjoy it, right? I'm committed to doing this for the time being and have no intention of going anywhere. Does that mean Coach couldn't yank me out of this seat tomorrow? That's right. He could. He's the boss. He's the owner of the company, right? And we serve at his pleasure. So we try to do a good job. We try to do our best to answer questions. So that no, Ange is still here. She's still very active. So and we do appreciate everything she did for all the work her and Aaron did building this up from the ground floor. Made it easier for me. I just stepped in here, right? So we all help each other. We work as a team. We have a very good community here at American Dream Trading. And we have other people that help train in here that aren't official moderators, right? But they have experience. You just heard um, Futures Trader, one of our paid members. He's a long-time member also. In fact, he's been here, I think, a little bit longer than I have. And futures has always been his gig. He loves trading. Now he trades stocks and he trades stock options. But as in his name is Futures Trader. That's obviously not his real name, but that's his name he uses in here. And he is a wealth of information. And we'll ask him questions. Ralph is not a moderator, but Ralph is a very active participant. He traded, his gig is Forex, right? And he trades Forex, and he comes in here and trades futures into currency. So if I got a question, and I've learned a lot from Ralph about currencies by just us talking. But if I have something I don't know about currencies, for I Google it, I'll say, "Hey, Ralph, what does this mean?" Or "What do you think about that?" And If he knows the answer, he'll give it. He's got a lot of experience. So, we tend to try to defer to people that are experts in it, right? Just like right now, if you ask me a question about bonds, I can't answer about trading bonds. I don't trade bonds. Will I in the future? Maybe. But right now, I don't. So if you ask me a question about bonds, I will be unable to answer. But I will find somebody that can, right? And go from there. So don't claim to be the Google of American Dream Trading, right? Every question you ask me, you're not going to get an answer. I know what I know in my own little world. I know about stocks, I know about stock options, and I know about futures, and that's my wheel is futures. I love futures. This is my jam. I'm very happy here trading futures. Matter of fact, wish I would have discovered it earlier, but there's a time and a season for everything, and right now I've acquired the training and the knowledge by doing the other things that Coach teaches, which are 100% applicable to what we're doing here. And I'm glad I followed that path. Made me a better futures trader by learning how to trade stocks, learning how to trade stock options, learning how to trade in the pre-market you have to be a scalper essentially in the pre-market. There's not really a whole lot of buy and holds because a lot of the stocks that trade in the pre-market are quite frankly pump and dumps, right? They'll be in it. They'll run up for a minute or two and then plummet. You get some good runners occasionally, right? You have news. Maybe there's some small pharmaceutical companies in the pre-market that are penny stocks, but they come out, got FDA approval, and the thing will take off and go to the moon. You have that help too. So by being in the pre-market, that added another skill set to my tool belt. So I'm glad I followed the path that I did. It's made me a better futures trader. So didn't happen overnight, right? It's been a journey over the last 2+ years. And I'm glad that I learned what I learned, how I learned it, listening to the sound of Coach's voice. So, Todd says, I never pop up with his feed anymore. Huh, wonder why, Todd. Well, you're on TikTok. Maybe it got unliked or unsubscribed. So I would go into your right now that you are visiting us again. I'm glad you're back. I believe I do remember your name in there. Make sure you click subscribe, click notify and like, and hopefully you'll never have that issue again. If it's not working for you, maybe you have to reinstall your app or something. I don't know other than that to make sure that you are subscribed and you have your notification button checked so that you don't miss it. Sean, the one with two first names, asks, what is your bands? Is that two moving averages? If you're talking about this here, okay, this is Coach's indicators, right? This is what our paid members get. It's an overlay in TradingView, but essentially it's a combination of many things, and then there's a logarithm built around to it to help us make decisions, okay? So what you see here, these are essentially trend lines. I've been talking a lot today. I'm starting to lose my voice. Sorry about that. And I didn't drink enough. Drank too much coffee and not enough water. I'm getting dry mouth. So essentially, these are trend lines. Well, they are trend lines. This red line here, as you can see, let me expand these out, blow this up a little bit in case you're looking through a phone or some small device. This line here, this one that's went from blue to red, this is the 200 MA, the 200 moving average trend line, which measures the previous 200 candles, right? In this case, since I'm on a 1-minute chart, the last 200 minutes worth of candles. It does all the math and averages out and creates a continually updating moving trend line. Okay. It's turned red. It's programmed here, so it turns red, which just indicates a downtrend. As you can see, there was a dramatic downturn. And then there's the 55 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 9 EMA. The 9 is a very short term. I use this quite a bit because I'm a scalper. I'm looking at the trend upwards, right? Or the trend downward, depending which way it's going. It's very short. It's only taking, in this case, the last 9 minutes worth of candles and drawing a trend line. Then you have the 21, which obviously does the same thing as the 9, except it's measuring not 21, the last 21 candles, in this case, the last 21 minutes. And the 55 does the last 55 candles, in other words, the last 55 minutes. Now, if I go to a 2-minute chart, it's doing the exact same thing, okay? But now instead of 9 minutes, it's now 18 minutes worth of time. But it's still measuring 9 candles, just 18 minutes, right? So it's the same way if I put it on a day chart. It's going to measure the last, 9 days, 21 days, 55 days. And that's what we use. So VWAP 21, 55, the 9, and the 200 moving average. Now, with the logarithm we have built into this, we also can combine it with our 2-minute EWO strategy, which is this down here. The EWO is an Elliott wave oscillator. So all these things combine together, and there's volume bars down here, and there's an ATRs, and shows buyers and sellers. It does all this other stuff. Do I use all these at any given time? Not necessarily, right? Excuse me. I also use the L2 order book, which shows 10 lines of pending orders, right, in and out. I'm in CL. I need to get that one up. This shows orders that are pending that haven't been executed, that can be moved and modified at any time. But you can kind of get a feel looking at it. It's another tool in my tool belt. It takes a while to learn how to use that effectively. I rely heavily on that too. So I put a combination things. This whole novel that's on my screen, this whole book of information, by combining with all this with my education and training and screen time, right, experience, I'm able to hopefully make better educated trading decisions. None of these in their own right tells me when to get in a trade or get out of a trade, but with my training, I know how to take all of these things and again make better educated. When should I get in a trade and when should I get out? Nothing here says buy sell, right? Do you see anything on here that says buy sell? No, there's none of that in there. You have to be able to interpret all this information, and that's what we do. That's our goal at American Dream Training, is to give you education to help you develop a skill to make all of these decisions. And not only that, it's a skill that no one person can take away from you, right? If coach ceases to exist, he just decide, I had enough, I'm shutting it all down, right? If he would decide to do that, I would be very sad, okay? I would be very upset. But in the long view, the long world view of it, I wouldn't be, because even though may have shut his site down, he didn't take away my skill. Nobody can take it away. I would still continue to do what I am doing right now, right? I would still continue to day trade. I've been doing this full time for over 2 years now, right? And this is how I support my family and my household and the bills and everything associated with it. So I would carry on irregardless. I would be sad, yes. So he's not going anywhere. It's a legal corporation. He's been around for over 4 years. He's been live every day for over 2.5. So he's not going anywhere. So that's what those are. Now this coloring, that's just programmed in there. It's just a fill. It's a visual thing. What it does, it just shows you it's measuring the distance between the 9 and the 21 and the 55 is what that's doing, right? And then once it crosses over, it changes colors and shows that now it's in a downward trend. Green is good, red is bad, right? That's how we're raised as kids, right? Green is good, red is bad. Go, stop. Well, in this case, green is a long position, an upward motion of a positive increase. The red is a negative. The price is decreasing. So all that is I can go through here as if I'm just scanning through. I can say, oh yeah, that's red. Oh yeah, that's just green or red, whatever. It's just a visual. Just makes it pretty, right? Do you have to have that? No, you can remove with the coach's indicators. It's customizable. You can add, subtract. If you don't want to see all these things, you can remove them, right? Hide them. You can even change the colors. Right? It's all customizable. Um, that goes with the paid members. Get that. EWO stands for Francisco over there on the live TikTok chat. EWO stands for Elliott Wave Oscillator. You can Google that. Yes, Elliott is a person, a real person, a mathematician who developed these waves. There's a wave. Basically, it's just saying there's a wave, a daily or up and down movement. It creates these waves, and there's different people have developed different ways of using his Elliott wave oscillators into creating trading strategies. And it's this whole thing is the whole teaching in itself. Basically, it's just a bunch of math that makes these bars go up and down and creates these up and down, you know, green for upward, red for downward movements. And then other people have built upon that to create trading strategies. Just like Coach, he built on his what he calls his 2-minute EWO strategy, and that's what we use here at American Dream Trading. It's a point of entry and then going on from there. So, and our members are trained on that. If you look up Elliott Wave Oscillator, you'll find all kinds of articles on it. But it's the Elliott Wave Oscillator, which is EWO, right? Elliott Wave, somebody said Elliott Wave Theory, yeah, right? Mr. Elliott's a real person, mathematician who got involved with the stock market and developed this. But you'll see hundreds of people that have taken his initial thing and then have modified it to create other trading strategies with it. Coach being one of them. It's an effective thing. It's one strategy, right? I'm a scalper. I don't tend to use the EWO, but however, I have it on all my charts for a reason, right? I still use it to help me with my trading decisions. I'm looking at a big picture, and you'll see that on all my charts, right? So that's what that's for. We trade on that. Over on YouTube Live, Tenzin says, "Sir, what's the difference between a Bowden price ladder and a class trader?" I have no idea. I do not know what those are. Now, I know what a price ladder is. Okay, now it's probably some variation, but I don't. With those particular ones you just mentioned, I would have to literally Google it. I don't know what those specific ones in, but we do TradingView has a trading ladder built in. I can, click up here and enter a trade, right? I can use this to see how that I can click, I can pick where I want to enter, and it creates a limit order. It hasn't filled yet, right? So I can do a short that way. It says sell limit, right? It won't execute this trade until it reaches that level. I can do say I want to buy at a certain level. I can come over here and create a limit order or whatever, right? I can do that and it'll put it on there. It's a price ladder. It moves up and down. It's a visual of the price movement, right? So I can come over here and, bang. Now I'm in there and I can, you click on it again, you can modify your orders and all that jazz. But you can see just by clicking on this ladder, right? The prices are up and down on here and it creates orders. And again, a limit order doesn't fill until it hits that price that you want it to fill at. Doesn't sell at that price until it reaches that level that you tell it. It's a different way of entering. I am a pure scalper. I enter all my trades are pure market orders. Does that mean I'm getting the best price? No, I'm getting the price it was when the X's and O's reach a broker, right? I'm not doing a fixed line. I am willing to accept whatever price it is when it gets there, right? When it's executed by the computers. Now, if the candles happen to go way up and pull back, I could get I'll complain, oh, I got a bad fill. No, I did a market order, which means, if that candle happens to pull back when it hits their computers from the time I click my mouse, which is literally milliseconds, right? But you can get a big price drop and get what we say is a lousy fill, right? A poor fill because you had a sudden drop or a sudden rise. I may have clicked down here, but by the time the X's and O's get to the brokerage's computers, this candle may have shot up to here, and this is where I get filled, right? So that's kind of the danger of a market order. But on a day-to-day, minute by minute fill, I don't have any issues with my fills. I get good fills. It's just these huge drops or pops and drops is where a market order won't give you the best price. I don't have any issues though. I can clearly jump in here, in and out, right? This is that with exact price here. I can do that and it'll fill me right there. See right where that candle's at, right? So same way when I sell it, I can go in here and sell it, bang, it filled me right away. So I don't have any real issue. I'm a scalper, so I use market orders. You could do limit at last price. There's all kinds of different ways you can execute limit orders. You can set, parameters for fills and stuff too. So you can do that and take profits. So there's a lot of different ways that you can enter a trade. A lot of people swear by the price ladder. I don't use this personally. I never really have. I understand it. I know if I click here, right, it's going to set a limit order. I know I can modify that order after I get in. I just don't trade that way personally. We have a lot of members that do. They love the price ladder. They talk about, oh, I love the price ladder. Oh, good for you. It's not the way I trade. It doesn't make it right or wrong, right? It's not any better or any worse. It's just not the way I do it, right? We all have our styles, and that's not my style. I'll use a trading widget, or I will use the price ladders buttons over here for a scalp in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So, and there's multiple ways to do it on TradingView. TradingView also has another set of buttons over here that I can click, buy. I can get in here, buy. I can click it right now and then sell it. Bang. I can set how many I want to buy at a time. And if you see when I highlight my mouse over that, if I hold Shift B down, it will do a market order, right? Or, Shift S, sell it, market, buy it S. I can use keystrokes, shortcuts, right? I can go here, click, Shift, whatever, right? So you can even use keyboard shortcuts. Matter of fact, I believe that's Ange likes doing it. She don't actually like using her mouse. She'll use keyboard shortcuts. Me, I'm a mouse clicker. I can't remember two buttons in a row to press, right? But I know if I put my mouse here and click it, it'll do it. I got to go find two keys on a keyboard because I'm a hunt and pecker on the keyboard. I use two fingers and that's how I type. My wife's tried to teach me to type for the last 40 years and we end up in a fight. So I just don't try to do it anymore because I won't listen to her. I get frustrated and then it frustrates her. So I'm a mouse user myself. I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question there, Tenzin. Oh, that's it. Any other questions? So we have about 10 minutes left in the trading session. You'll probably notice that the indices will get a little bit more volatility, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes of the day, right? So this is MES, which is the S&P 500. We can go over here and look at the NASDAQ if we want, right? See what it's doing. It's usually pretty volatile. You can make and lose a lot of money in a heartbeat here, right? Can I enter a trade? Would I enter this trade right now? I like to see another candle. I got another thing here. So you can trade these. A lot of volatility. I don't trade this part of the day for that reason. I really don't like getting my face ripped off, even if I have a stop. Francisco, since being a technical analysis trader, is there a better way to get support and resistance lines? Well, yeah, you look at the historical data. You do a technical analysis on where's the historical places it buys and sells at. How do I do that? I use my chart. Now, you asked, is there an indicator for that? Yeah, there's indicators for everything. You can go up here and there are actual indicators that will pre-draw certain lines on your chart. I think they're called R1, R2, something like that. I don't use them. They are there. I prefer to draw my lines myself, right? Yeah, there's ways to automate it, right? I can go up here and I'm trying to think. We have some members that actually use these. I don't remember what it was called because I don't use it myself. You just type in some keywords, level finders, whatever, right? There are different indicators. There's thousands of them out there, and you can play around with. I prefer to do it myself because I can do it in a matter of minutes, right? I want to know that my lines are where I want to make my decisions, right? So what I would do, and I'll show you here. It's kind of, since I don't have any lines down here, let me just give you a quick 2-minute thing how I do it. So what I will do, I'll put it on a day chart, right? So what I'm looking, you can see I have this charted out up here, but I have not traded the NASDAQ on TradingView since when it was down at this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for where does it peak at, right? And I'll try to find. So what I'll do is I'll start, let's say right there's a peak, so I'll pop a line on there. Now, it stopped here at this point? Did it bounce and hit off any others? Well, you can see this one here blew through, right? Then it pulled back and touched there, went up, pulled back, touched there again. So that's pretty good. So that reinforces that point. Come over here, did it do the same thing? Well, yeah, it did. It stopped. It blew through here, but up here you can see it got up to here in another candle form. So yeah, that's pretty good. Down here, this one kind of broke through, but there's enough points there I'll do that with a good level. So basically, I'll just do the same thing. I'll scroll forward, I'll scroll backwards, right? I want to find some place that it touches a bunch of times, right? To confirm that that is a good level. So I will do this, and literally this is all it takes is a second. Again, I'm just doing this willy-nilly. I'm not doing a deep thing here. But the point is you want to find places where it touches multiple times at multiple times. Again, now the NASDAQ's way up there, so I'm probably not going to find that many levels here, right? But I will scroll back and forth, right? And I'll just continue to do that. I'll start with maybe a day. Now, personally, I start with a 4 hour. So then I'll go from a day and I'll go to a 4 hour chart, right? I'll do the same thing. Where is this thing hit multiple times? And I'll start popping lines here. I'll scroll backward. I'll scroll forward. If I happen to add a line here, I'll go back. Did it hit there at one time? Right? I'll go back and forth. So I start with a day, 4 hour. I may go an hour. It's every trader does it a little bit different. It's personal preference. I always start with a 4 hour myself. I don't really use the day, but most people do a day. I just don't. It's just personal preference. And I'll go down to a 2 minute, start slapping lines there. Where does this place here? Well, it peaked here. Is there any places? If I draw a line on here right now, let's say I'm gonna pop a line there, right? There's a level where it peaked and sold off. So now what I'll do is I'll go back. Is there any other places that it hit? Well, look, did the same thing here. Came right up and hit that exact same location, right? And I'll keep doing it. I'll scroll back. Is there any more? Well, look, right there. There it did, right there. So that tells me that's a pretty good level where people bought and or sold there. And you slowly build these charts up. So me personally, I go 4 hour, 2 minute, and 1 minute. Generally, 4 hour and 2 minute is my go-to settings. Okay. Is that way right or wrong? No, it's a personal preference. I've seen members that chart every level, every time period that you can. They'll do years, they'll do quarterly, 6 months, days, right? It's all personal preference. But the thing is, you're using historical levels because you've already proven, bang, that it tends to hit there and stop, right? So that gives you more confidence in your trade. It's a point of decision. Do I want to get into this trade or do I want to wait for it to break and hold above it? So all those things add up into every trade that I enter. And these lines, the ones across, I drew personally. Okay. So, and every now and then I'll, on a weekend, maybe I'll blank out my charts and redraw them all over again. It literally takes minutes once you learn how to do it. And, I have keyboard shortcuts that I hold 2 buttons down to help and then click where I want my line at, right? So I can just come on here all day long, right? And bang, bang. By the time I click my mouse, it's going to draw a line. So, I can do all that. So once you learn how to do those things, it's really not that tough, right? It's just developing. And the way I do it is just a way that I developed over time, and I do a lot less, right? I just don't do like some of the other members. And I've seen some of our other members' charts, and they're beautiful, and they know what all their lines mean. That's the importance, right? Customize it for how you do that. About 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes left. It's really not that volatile today. The volume must apparently be lower. Get the NASDAQ there. Well, that's moving, but not really. On a 2 minute chart, if I was scalping, I would be on a 1 minute. I use 2 minute if I'm in a 2 minute EWO. I use a 1 minute chart when I'm scalping. So generally, you'll see my charts on a 1 minute because I am scalping. In other words, I want faster information. Can I go a 30-second? Yeah, I can go. I can go any level I want. It's whatever your chart programs. Some of these will let you even go down to 1 second, but that would be crazy. You'd be going out of your mind. You just got to kind of find, why do I use a 1 minute versus two? Well, that's how Coach teaches us. It's what it does. A 30-second chart might be too reactive. Your candles might be doing this. The lower you go down, the more your candles are going to move around, right? And you'll liable to scare yourself out of a trade, right? You may get out too soon. Where if you go on a 1 minute, it's kind of the best. It gives you quick information, but not, it smooths it out a little bit. So that's why we use 1 minute. It seems to be a happy medium. Okay. Can I scalp on a 2 minute? Yeah, I can scalp on any time frame. But the 1 minute seems to work best. It's not overreactive like a 15-second chart would be, right? Or a 30-second. So I'm not freaking out, right? See how these wicks are on here, right? That is the price movement in this 1 minute candle. Well, if I have that on a 30-second, this candle's going to be bouncing, right? And it's just a little bit harder. Now, if I have more money involved, yeah, I'll do a shorter time period. But I generally stick to the 1 minute. I am glad for all your questions. Thank you for that, Francisco. It makes, this is your free feed. I mean, we do this as a free outreach, right, for AmericanDreamTrading.com. But by you guys asking questions, it makes it better. So the more you get involved, the better it is. Can I answer all your questions all the time? No. Do I have time to deep dive into some of your questions? Well, no. That's why we have training for our paid members. We do that, right? We can spend as long as it takes teaching on various subjects. Coach teaches extensively. He really deep dives into things and he wants you to make sure that you understand what he is. So if you don't understand, you go, well, I'm not quite clear. Could you, and he'll explain it maybe a different way, right? But that's the benefits of paid membership. Members should have his privileges, and I do not apologize for that. We give you a taste of it for free here on the social media feeds 3 times a day. Coach is live 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am live 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And Dawn on the Aftermarket Show is live over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, from 5 to approximately 6:30 each and every day, like the rest of us, Monday through Friday. I thank everyone for being here today, and thank you for all your intelligent questions. Hopefully you learned something. And every day we're here, you could do the same thing. If something I said you didn't quite catch, upon the completion of this broadcast here in about 10 seconds, you'll be able to immediately review it over on our YouTube channel, as is all of our other live broadcasts are there for you to review at your leisure. I thank you all for being here today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel, from 2 to 4 Eastern Time tomorrow. And remember, try to brighten somebody else's day up, because you don't know what they're going through at this very given moment, and you may be the only light that they see today. So I appreciate you all being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. See ya.